It's loud. I hurt my elbow. I missed the end of the Rutgers game. Missed the next two games too. And I came back. We're in a brace on it, but it's all good now. So.
Fully healed?
Yes, fully healed.
Are you planning to do all the workouts?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
What's just the NFL draft process been like for you so far?
It's awesome, really. I get to come in here, talk ball with all the guys. Meet all the coaches and things like that. So I really enjoy it.
What kind of about the process?
Liam, he told me, just be yourself, really. He's like, look, man, like you love football. Just be yourself and you'll be all right.
Steele told us that he's the fun uncle and you're kind of the scary uncle. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I would say so. He's a really fun guy.
What's it like going through this process alongside Steele?
It's really good to have Steele with me. He's actually my roommate here too. So even back at Ohio State, he's my roommate. So it's good to have someone that you can connect with, talk to, bounce ideas off of.
Tell me what's the one skill you have that makes you feel you stand out?
Yeah, I would say, I feel like I could name a lot of things, but my love for the game is unmatched, and I feel like that could help me stick out from a lot of guys.
What's something maybe you're most looking forward to showing teams in the workout?
A lot of things, really. Being able to move out in space, being able to cover, a lot of things that I feel like it'd be good to show teams. He helped me out a lot. His experience of being in the NFL and playing for a lot of different coaches and being in the shoes that I was once in. It's the first time I had a coach that played the same position as me, and so that helped me because I knew that if I went through something, that he already went through it, and he had the answers. So.
What has Liam told you about his NFL experience so far, and then the two of you had conversations about what it would be like to play together in the NFL?
Yeah, he loves playing football. He loves the NFL, and I don't know if he knows, but I'd love to either play with him or play against him one day. So I'm still trying to chase that goal. Did you ask if I met with him yet? I have not, no, but I'm looking forward to.
One thing that I've seen associated with your name is leadership and heart, right? Those two factors kind of stand out. Is there something, I know you can't really measure that, but is there a way that you can show that to teams in meetings and
I would say so. If they ask me, what's your leadership style, or how do you lead certain guys? I try to answer that as honestly as I can, and hope that they like it.
Tommy, who are some current linebackers
Yeah, I'd say Matt Milano's a really good linebacker. He knows the play before it's coming, and he doesn't hesitate when he sees what he likes.
Freshman year, Jeff Affleck was here at DC.
Yeah.
What factors did it?
Oh, he's a great coach. Very, very smart. But obviously you saw that, he became a head coach at Boston College, so he's got great leadership skills, and he showed those skills at Ohio State too. So all around, just a great dude.
Tommy, CJ Hicks and Cody.
Right. Yeah. Those guys are really, really good football players, and they're really good. And they know the defense just as well as me and Steele did, or any linebacker that's been in that system. They know it just as well as us, and I know that they're going to have great careers.
Cody's played a lot. CJ has.
Yeah. Those practice reps are really important. For a while when I was back at Ohio State, all I had was practice reps. I didn't have much game reps really. I think CJ probably had more than I did, but those practice reps are and I know how CJ practices and how Cody's got a lot of reps, but CJ, like, those practice reps, he treats them like game reps, and I know that, you know, that'll pay off. So.
What's the most important trait a linebacker needs to have to be great in coverage?
To be great in coverage, I feel like it's important to know where your job is, really. You know, what type of coverage you're playing. You know, who are your eyes on. And I think, you know, that's where it really starts in coverage is, you know, you got to know your job first and then executing your job as well.
How has the position evolved since you began playing it?
The linebacker position? I mean, I started playing it a long time ago. But even, I mean, many years ago, it's definitely changed a lot. You know, guys are asked to do a lot more coverage, you know, responsibilities. And I think that's something that's definitely changed. Yes. He's, you know, I played in front of, you know, behind a lot of defensive tackles, but he's definitely one of the best I've ever played behind. And he, you know, he's the guy that, like, once the ball snapped, and even before the play, like, he's got your back, like, no matter what. And that's on the field and that's off the field, really, too. Like, he's loyal, and, like, he comes to work, and he works his ass off, really. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but, like, he works really hard, so. No, not at all. I mean, he does that at practice every single day. For, what, the past 3 years he was there, like, he did that at practice every single day. So I was not surprised at all. I was, yes. I have, yes, yeah. So I would like to play for anyone, really. So, yeah. I have, yes. I think it's cool. I think a lot of linebackers are, you know, becoming head coaches, and I think that comes with, you know, like the leadership that the position comes with. So, you know, I'm not surprised when I see a guy like that being a great head coach too. So.
How do you feel like
this last year, James Unitas kind of helped you guys get ready for this stage where you got to really start
It was a lot. It was and I think it was more that you know, showed up on tape, but it was his experiences, that the plays that he's gone through, you know, how he's dealt with certain plays, certain you know, routes, certain coverages, and that was something that, like, before him, I couldn't really get it from anyone else, really. I mean, Coach Knowles was great. Like, I loved Coach Knowles, but I think that first year was more like installing the defense, and then James came in and he you know, gave me that experience that he had. Yeah, it was good. You know, I was you know, lucky to, you know, be from Ohio and go to Ohio State. You know, I just want to make the people of Ohio proud, really. So, yeah.
How do you feel like Coach Big, CJ Barnett, and Coach Day really helped you kind of excel to where you're standing at right now?
I mean, everything, really. Coach Mick, CJ, Coach Day, like, those guys were always in my corner no matter what. And I'm lucky to have those guys. You know, I wouldn't be up here if it weren't for them.
Have you met with the Dolphins, and also how would you describe your leadership style?
I've informally met with them, yes. And my leadership style is, you know, I try to get to know people before I lead them and create those relationships.
Going off coaches who are former linebackers,
Yeah.
Antonio Pierce, what does it mean to play for, you know, a great former linebacker like him?
Yeah, he's you know, I've met with him yet, but, you know, just from what I've seen, he's a really good dude. I mean, he's a great linebacker too, and you know, I think linebackers as head coaches is awesome, and that's just another example of a guy that's, like, he's a football dude, and, you know, I feel like you always want to play for guys like that. I do, yeah. I'd love to, really. Anything to be on the field. I mean, that'd be awesome. I did, yeah. Just about all of them, yeah. Yeah, right. Gabe is like an awesome player too. I mean, he's a great football player. Him and Cody and Arvell, and obviously CJ too. Like those are all like really good football players, and he knew the defense just as well as I did. As well as Coach Knowles did too. So like that's, you could throw him out. You could have thrown him out here, in the middle of the season. You wouldn't have noticed the difference between anyone else on the field. So.
There's also been talk about Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
What have you seen from him that makes you think that?
Yeah, he's a really good football player too. I keep saying that, but he is. You showed it. He plays safety. And he's probably my size playing safety, and that's really impressive. Covering, man to man on slot receivers that's really impressive. So, for him to play linebacker, that's awesome.
What do you think you would need to do to make that transition?
Nothing really. I think he's ready. I think he's ready last year to do it.
You guys had a great defense last year. You moved that big. You got some people back. What do you think the defense is going to look like this year?
I think it'll be even better than last year, and I'm excited for those guys. Yeah, I think those last 2 games last year hurt. Like they really did hurt losing, and I never really told anyone that, but like I felt like I couldn't leave, after those last 2 games, and I wanted to right some wrongs, and obviously my roommates were coming back too, so I just wanted to win really.
What separates you from the other linebackers in this class and the off-ball linebackers from a style standpoint?
I hate answering that question because I got to talk about myself, but I don't know. I love the game of football, so. I have not. I've texted him a couple times, but I know that if I ever reached out, like he'd be there to, he'd help me out a lot. So.
Sounds like some of the things you were asked to do, some of the things you tested in lives that
Right.
way different linebacker to the next level.
Right.
What about what different transitions, different paths, different teams have taken down?
Yeah.
What your next steps are?
Yeah, I think that is something that I saw with Pete, and I guess I never really thought about that. Is how different teams want like what they want you to do and things like that. So I'm definitely going to reach out to Pete about that. I do. Everything really. Yeah, there's nothing that you could, there's nothing about it that I don't love. I love the workouts, love meeting, love practicing, love playing. So.
You mentioned that you came back.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you came back because you wanted to right those wrongs.
Yeah.
How hard was it that at the end of your last year you weren't healthy, you weren't able to play?
Yeah, that was it was very hard for me, and it was very hard, and it's just like you just feel like you let a lot of people down, really, and so that's something that I had to deal with. So
Ryan Day said that you were trying to fight him to play.
I was, yeah.
What was that like?
It was. I just wanted to be out there. I hated sitting. I hated missing games. I hated. I was captain. I didn't want the guys to see me not playing, not practicing. So that was very tough. But I thank Coach Day because I couldn't play. Like it would have been bad. I think so. Yeah, I dislocated my elbow. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Your elbow.
Yeah. Right. But I did. Yeah, I dislocated it the 4th quarter versus Rutgers, and then and then it was a third. I should have stayed in, but it was a 3rd down, and then it went 4th down. And I thought they were going to, because it was 4th and 1, so I thought they were going to run the ball. And so, I knew my arm something was wrong with it, so I came out. So.
What was it like playing against Michigan 3 weeks later with a dislocated elbow?
Yeah, I didn't even think twice about it. I came back to play this game, so I'm playing, and that's how it went. I did, it was tough, but.
How effective do you think you were able to be?
I don't want to make any excuses or nothing. So, I just know I definitely could have played a lot better. So
You obviously had a couple months to reconcile that, I guess. But like you came in at a time where there was a long win streak. You're leaving with 3 losses. But that also kind of coincides with them getting better. Like they
You're right.
those 2 different levels. So I guess as a player, how do you process that?
Yeah, I mean, you just feel. I felt like I let down so many people. Really, I mean, especially being a captain too. You know, that's the standard is winning that game, and I mean, it was very hard for me, but you got to keep moving forward. And I know that, hey, like they got good, like they're good, they're a good team. But I think see you guys, but I don't want to say anything stupid, but yeah, I mean, I know from now on, like, you know, the Buckeyes would be good, so.